Was just a boys club. I remember in 1988 when they made it the Boys and Girls Club, and we were upset as boys. I remember that like it was just like we threw a whole fit about girls coming to the boys club. Until we realized some of those girls were pretty. This is before your time, wife. I'm not getting in trouble, but this was before her time. And then we started chasing the girls around the boys club, so we quickly learned to love to call it the Boys and Girls Club. Bill Elementary is where I went, but there's so many great places out there. Penny Boys Club, who was our rival. Thrasher Boys Club, who beat us all the time. But that place made a lot of people who I played with and played against. So we must continue to fund these places and keep these places going. Now, as Justin stated, what I'm doing right now is I started in 2013 AAU football in Arkansas, and we're going into year number 10. We have about 800 kids in the league, and I'm so proud to say that we're growing. We're taking kids all over the nation to Florida. We're going to Illinois, so we're traveling. So what I wanted to do when I started my program was be able to give the kids opportunities that we didn't have growing up. I wanted to make sure our kids had good uniforms. As y'all know, back in our day, we played in practice jerseys with numbers. That was our game jerseys. You ought to see some of the kids I have now, what I put my kids in. My kids look like the Arkansas Razorbacks. We look real good. And that's thanks to the parent support, thanks to Coach Houston Nutt, who sometimes helped me out. But it's people like myself, it's people like you guys that have to continue to give because these kids are our future. I've got so many kids that's going to college and playing football now. In fact, my son, my youngest son, is at Jackson State playing for prime time. That's beautiful to me. He didn't play in the spring game on Saturday, but I got a chance to watch the game on TV and see my son on the sideline. And now I see how excited my dad was watching me, because I was watching my son on the sideline. He wasn't even playing. And I'm sitting there just cheesing. And I'm yelling her name like, come, she's getting her nails done. And I'm screaming at her like, come see your son on TV. I know he's not playing, he's on TV. And so I'm looking at his autograph when I go get him tomorrow. But there's a guy that just signed, well, he just committed to Arkansas named Quincy Rhodes Jr. from North Little Rock. Y'all heard of him? He just committed, he came out of my program. There's so many guys, there's a guy that just signed with, I hate to say it, OU. He came out of my program. I'm an OU fan for at least the next 4 years now. So for me to sit back and watch these guys come out of my program from 6, 7, 8 years old, and now they're going to college, it's such a blessing. It's such a blessing that so many coaches that's in our position that's able to give these kids something to do besides run the streets. So again, the Boys and Girls Club is a great place. I got a lot of fond memories in that place. I love it to death. I need to get back and visit more often. But as many times as y'all have these programs, please continue to support it because it's needed in these communities. So with that being said, I thank y'all for y'all time, and we all can have a couple more drinks and go home.